Hey everybody, welcome to windblown Rosenberg, Texas, and welcome to VypeFortBend.com Tuesday night high school baseball on VypeFortBend.com, your home for Fort Bend County high school sports. And tonight we have the Fulshear Chargers, undefeated in District 25A, taking on the Randle Lions, a team that has really represented itself well, especially considering that they have no seniors and only 2 juniors on their roster. I'm Roger Smith, glad you're with us. It's windy. It could possibly rain, but I'm just going to bank on it not raining, but I do have an umbrella just in case. All right, we're going to bring you the Next Level Urgent Care Batter Up Show, and we'll hear from both head coaches, Rob Jensen of Fulshear and Ben Williams of Randle. Our coverage tonight is brought to you by Archer Volkswagen, Next Level Urgent Care, First Tire and Automotive, the Needville Insurance Agency, and by Xfinity. We'll be right back with Coach Jensen right after this. This is VypeFortBend.com. We'll be starting at about 6:30 p.m.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. First class service is what you get at First Tire and Automotive. Check out these spring break specials. $30 off brake pad replacements, $50 off AC check, or $100 off AC repairs over $500. Free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires, installation, and road hazard program. And free battery check with any service. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
All right, everybody, good Tuesday evening to you. It's windy at Randle High School, our first ever VypeFortBend.com broadcast in this location. And it's the Fulshear Chargers who thus far are unbeaten in District 25A play. Rob Jensen, their head coach, joins us. And Coach Jensen, did you think that you had a good chance to be undefeated to this point?
I did. We had a good year last year. We lost the 2 games in district, so we knew that we had a quality ball club coming back, and I had all my pitchers back. We've had some unfortunate injuries. We've had some young guys step up, so we're fortunate and blessed to be 6-0. But it was a team I thought that we had a chance to compete for a district championship.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really like the format that they have in District 25A when you don't have 2 teams play each other in games that are 2 or 3 weeks apart. They play each other same week, home and home. And I know that's kind of a cautionary tale for you because Lamar Consolidated beat Foster the second time around. Randle last week lost pretty big to Kempner at Kempner, came here and won on Friday. That doesn't surprise you, I assume?
No, you have to play. I like the format. It allows you to not obviously face somebody who's won every single time. You have a round robin situation. You have that chance. So you have to have a good quality team that's deep in pitching in order to go these 2-game series. And anybody can beat anybody, as evident of the Lamar Con game. We slipped up last year. I lost a close one that kept us from time for the district championship. So we were fortunate that Lamar got a victory against Foster, but we know that heading into that last series, it's still hopefully we're undefeated and they've got the 1 loss, and that allows us to just get 1 victory for a district championship. Hopefully, if we take care of business these next 6 ball games.
Yeah, and that last game against Foster is definitely on our broadcast schedule. I have surgery, and if I have to crawl into the ballpark, then I will, because I ain't missing that game no matter what happens. So first, before we let you go, tell us about who you're putting on the mound tonight and what he does for you.
We've got sophomore Ty Powell on the mound. He's got a live arm, throws mid-80s, got a good slider and a good changeup, locates well. He does a good job of pitching in and out. Key to him is obviously to get ahead of hitters and put them in a situation where they have to chase his slider. But he's a bulldog on the mound, and he'll, like I said, he'll run the fastball in on you. Just got to make sure that he gets ahead, not hit batters or get rattled. But he's been solid for us on the mound, so we're hoping to see a little bit of the same thing tonight.
All right, that is Rob Jensen of Fulshear. Wondering if the Texas high school baseball website is ever going to put you in the top 25. I don't know why they haven't yet, but we'll see about those things. I know it doesn't matter so much to you and your players, but it does to us. Thanks for, talker types like me. So thank you for joining us, and we appreciate it. We'll see you again later this year, and hopefully in the playoffs too.
That sounds good, Roger. All right, thanks for being here tonight.
All right, my pleasure. All right, that is Rob Jensen, and we'll be back with Ben Williams of Randle when we continue on VypeFortBend.com. I hope it sounds okay tonight. It's going to be blowing pretty hard, and I almost ended up in kind of a Red Sea situation. I'll tell you about it during the game. We'll be right back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Next Level Urgent Care Batter Up Show, and I know you can hear wind just beating on our little recording device here. It's time to talk to Ben Williams, the head coach of the Randle Lions. And Coach, when you're new with a varsity program like this, there's a lot of firsts. Is this the first game where you're kind of wondering if some of your equipment might be lost in the wind?
Oh no, we've been accustomed to this. Most of the time, our wind blows in here in this park. So most of the time, our guys know, hey, don't pull that side, don't get it out the air, get it on the ground, shoot it through somewhere. And so we're used to it. Most teams coming to us, they're not used to it. So it's our home field advantage a little bit.
In District 25A, you have the arrangement where you play your district rivals twice.
Yes.
Home and home, Tuesday and Friday, unless the weather dictates otherwise. So last week, Kempner beat you pretty soundly at their place. Mm-hmm. That's when we were broadcasting. But in the rematch, right here at your home ballpark, you got a 2-1 win, right? Was that the score?
Yes, 2-1. We came back. We had a great outing on the mound from our lone junior. We had two juniors that come and play for us. Ray Rodriguez had 13 Ks. He had a game of his life. And then we had Logan Morales end up coming up when we had big-time players make big-time plays. He shot one through and kind of squirted through, and we went from second to home. Ray Rodriguez scored the winner.
And what does that tell you about your group when they can do that?
Oh, we're going to be scrappy. We're always going to fight. Last out, it was 2 outs when that happened, so we're going to fight till the last out. We're going to be scrappy. We got to do what we do. If we got to bunt, we got to bunt. We're going to steal, we got to find a way. Be a dirtbag, find a way.
And anything can happen because the week before you played Kempner, Foster beats Lamar Consolidated 16-0. Mm-hmm. That was on a Tuesday. Then on a Friday, the Mustangs beat them 2-1. How about that?
That's the beauty about the game of baseball. It depends on who shows up and who comes and executes when it's time to execute. So it doesn't matter if you're a juggernaut or not. You can go down.
You got the same guy on the mound that you had against Kempner when we had you last week?
Yes. He's going to bounce back. He's going to come back and he's going to show you can go.
Yeah, I know. Anybody can have a bad outing. It happens to the very, very best of them. Anything else you want to say before we get this game underway and hope everything we tied it down securely enough?
We just come out and give a best show that we can.
All right. Lions and Chargers, and the Chargers have not lost a district game. Might tonight be the night. We'll find out when we come back. This is VypeFortBend.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavino with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, fourth generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
All right, everybody, welcome to Randle. It's in Rosenberg, Texas, a fairly new school. I think this is the second year it's been open. They don't have any seniors to put on their varsity athletic teams, but they've been holding their own very well, and they're taking on Fulshear, the team that is undefeated in District 25A play thus far. So here is the starting lineup for the Fulshear Chargers. Ty Powell, the pitcher, leads off. Parker Hodges bats second and plays center field. Tyler Schumann, the shortstop, bats third. In the cleanup spot, it's the first baseman, Lane Arroyos. In left field, Kevin Fuentes. Logan Hudson bats sixth. He's playing third base. Stefano Ramos is the right fielder, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Travis Reed, the catcher, and Mason Schultz is the second baseman for the Fulshear Chargers. All right, this is one of those days where I'm going to do the very best I can. And I ask you to bear with me simply because, I prepared very well for this game. But the thing is, the things I prepared could very easily blow away. And if they do, well, I won't have nearly as many intelligent things to say. All right, so I do have some information on the Fulshear batters, so I'll share that with you when the time comes. On the mound for the Fulshear Chargers is the same young man that we saw last week when we did a Tuesday broadcast of the game between Randle and Kempner. And their pitcher is Matthew Lutano. Ray Rodriguez leads off for Randle. Logan Morales bats second. Christian Elizondo bats third. In the cleanup spot, it's the first baseman Mason Mixon. Lutano pitching and batting for himself in the 5 spot. As far as I know, I might have misread the lineup. No, I'm pretty sure he's hitting for himself. Okay. And Jeremy Graber is in right field. He's batting 6th. Cedric McClintock is the catcher, and he's batting 7th. Batting in the 8th spot, it is Whitsitt. Alan Whitsitt, I believe, is his first name, but something blew away. And number 9 spot, it's Lorenzo Coronado, the second baseman, and I think we are ready to go here. Fulshear wearing the charcoal black uniforms with the white pinstripes, purple numbers outlined in white. And Ty Powell steps in. He's not only the pitcher, he is also the leadoff man. Hitting .333 on the season, .494 on base percentage, left-handed hitter facing Lutano. Lutano rocks and fires the first pitch, and it catches the outside corner for a strike. Righty dealing to lefty in the first at bat of the game. Rosie Bega is inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters, and she tells me it sounds pretty windy. Well, yeah, it certainly is. Second pitch is outside for a ball, 1-1 on Powell. 20 hits on the year, a double and 3 triples. And he hits one high in the air. It's going to be the center fielder for the Randle Lions. Center fielder is Ray Rodriguez. He makes the catch, and there's one out. By the way, there is a reason that I did not get into my seat with everything hooked up and yada, yada, yada like it should be. There is a particular place that the signs tell you to park when you come to the Randle baseball field. And it wasn't the best advice for me. Parker Hodges, center fielder for Fulshear, right-handed hitter, facing Lutano. First pitch, just off the outside corner, and it's 1-0. Hodges also hitting .333 on the season, just like Powell. And the second pitch catches the inside corner right there at the knees. Hodges with a .429 on-base percentage. A double is his only extra base hit, but he has 10 RBIs on the season. Maybe when it gets darker, the wind will die down a little bit. Here comes the pitch. That's a strike on the outside half of the plate. Lotano kind of going side to side, which is often a good pitching strategy. Fulshear 6-0, leading District 25A. Foster is second in the district with a record of 5-1. Pitch on the way. And that is sprayed foul over on the right side. And with the way the wind is blowing, that lands on the tennis courts and it takes a couple of big hops and it may never be recovered. We have a hard wind blowing in from left field. And it was making something happen that looked like Old Testament proportions earlier this evening. There's a swing and a foul back to make it 1-2 on Parker Hodges. In the Next Level Urgent Care Batter Up show, we referred to the format they have in District 25A. You don't get 2 games against the other team's best pitcher because they play each other twice in a week. There's a little dink hit that drops in left center field, and on base is Parker Hodges with the first hit of the ball game. And now it's going to be Tyler Schumann, the shortstop. .382 hitter is Schumann. Leads the team, or he's second the team in hits, actually, with 26. 7 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run, 20 RBIs. And we'll see if Tyler Schumann can get a hit. We'll also see if Parker Hodges wants to try and steal a base. Pitch to Schumann. Started to pull the trigger, but it's up and in, ball 1. Randle is wearing the home white uniforms with the black pinstripes, black caps except for the front part of them, and the gray visors. Pitch on the way, and that's just above the letters for a ball. The dimensions here at Randle is the first game we've ever done here, by the way. 325 feet down each of the lines, 380 feet to straightaway center, and the center field fence is just a tad higher, like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet, than the rest of the fence, which, looking at it from here, I'm thinking it's 6 or 7 feet tall. Let's go with 7. Now, if I overthink it, it could be 8. Here's the pitch. And that is down and in for a ball, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Tyler Schumann. And now there is a runner in scoring position as Hodges moves over to second. Now it's Lane Arroyos. .482 average. He is the one that's leading the team in hits with 27. 9 doubles. 14 runs batted in, and his batting average with runners in scoring position is .478, and right now Parker Hodges is in scoring position. With the wind blowing in hard from left field as it is, this is definitely going to favor the left-handed pull hitters. So when your average is what it is, .482, then you think he can probably pull it, but Lane Arroyos takes the first pitch high for a ball. He's near the back of the batter's box and crowding the plate. Lotano brings it. Then on the outside corner, and the catcher, McClintock, tried to frame that one, but it did not convince the umpire, and the count is 2-0. Arroyos digs in, takes the pitch way outside, and it's 3-0. Lotano had a little trouble with the bases on balls early in his outing against Kempner 1 week ago. And I don't think that Fulshear is going to let him get away with that. He needs to get the control back and get it back quickly. Arroyos ready. Look back at Hodges leading off second, and it's a 4-pitch walk again, the second one of this inning. So that is 8 straight balls thrown by Lotano. Parker Hodges is now at third. Bases loaded and only 1 out, and it's Kevin Fuentes. Fuentes hitting .333. Whole lot of guys. They're very close. They're very brotherly. They They all decided to hit 333, not all of them, maybe 3 or 4 of them. 20 hits on the season for Fuentes, 3 doubles, 3 triples. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. You know, it's not really uncomfortable out here. It's not like the temperature is taxing or, you know, nobody's going to get hypothermia. Here's the pitch, and that is a hard ground ball down the first base line. Step on first for 1 and a tag out at second, a double play, and that will end the inning. Fantastic defense by Randle, and they are able to keep Fulshear off the board. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com with the Randle Lions coming to bat. There's Moses.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit? Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
All right, fans, we are back at Windblown. Well, I guess it's just the Randle High School baseball field. They are brand new. They get to write their own story, and hopefully they will have someone who distinguishes himself in baseball, and they can put his name on it. Think of Rick Carpenter over at Elkins. He led the Knights to 3 state baseball championships. He's no longer there, but he does have his name on the stadium that they call the Castle. Ray Rodriguez is going to lead it off. He's the center fielder for the Randle Lions. Morales at shortstop, batting second. Batting third, it's Christian Elizondo, the third baseman. Mason Mixon bats cleanup and plays first base. Matthew Latano is the pitcher, batting fifth for himself. In the sixth spot, it's Jeremy Graber, the right fielder. Cedric McClintock is the catcher. Alan Whitsitt is the left fielder. And Lorenzo Coronado. And by the way, I'm kind of guessing on Whitsitt's last name, but when he comes up to bat, hopefully the public address announcer, who is very enthusiastic, I have to say, hopefully he will say it when I can be absolutely sure. Now Ray Rodriguez leading off, and the lefty takes the first pitch from Ty Powell. Get you some information on Ty Powell. Again, the important thing is that it does not blow away. And the second pitch goes underneath the catcher for Fulshear. That's Travis Reed. And the 2-0 pitch is inside. 3-0. He falls behind. All right, Ty Powell is 3-1 on the season. And it's a 4-pitch walk to begin the ball game. Powell has thrown 19 2/3 innings. This is his 6th overall appearance, and all of them have been starts. Powell's ERA is 2.14, and his whip is 1.32. I know he didn't want to, but he starts the game with a base runner here. Now showing bunt is Logan Morales, and he lays off the first one. It's also a ball, so 5 straight balls to begin the ball game. Morales squares to bunt, withdraws the bat, and the pitch sails outside. wonder if we'll see one of the Fulshear infielders go over there and talk to Powell a little bit. Just say, easy, big fella, and he helps himself right there. Are you kidding me? It was a pickoff play. I'm sure he had Ray Rodriguez dead to rights, but for whatever reason, it's a safe call. I guess somehow Ray Rodriguez slid around the tag of the first baseman, Lane Arroyos. By the way, now let me check here. By the way, it's 79 degrees. I promised you the temperature. It took a while to load. So Rodriguez leads off. Logan Morales wants to bunt, takes a third consecutive ball. Okay, it's Arroyos, not singular like Raymond Arroyo. And ball 4 outside. 8 straight pitches and 2 straight base runners. Oh, that I kind of made that one. What's the word? I conflated that into something more than it was. But I do know this is not how Ty Powell wanted to start the game. Christian Elizondo, the third baseman. And now you got the catcher, Reed, third baseman, Hudson, and also Arroyos, the first baseman, go out to the mound and they talk to Powell, and hopefully they can give those words of encouragement, help him find the strike zone, and it's going to be righty to righty as he deals to Christian Elizondo. Open stance, back of the right-handed box, shows bunt, takes a strike. There is the first strike of the game for Ty Powell. The right-hander does not wear those long sleeves or any kind of undershirt. Here's the pitch. Just misses the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Elizondo steps out and then right back on like the subway was coming. There's a pitch down and in. He had to move his knee out of the way, and the count is 2-1. Mason Mixon waits to bat next for Randle. Ty Powell comes set, looks back at second, brings the pitch. And that pitch is down to make it 3-1. Ray Rodriguez is at second base. He walked. He miraculously escaped a Harry Houdini act to avoid getting picked off. Then Logan Morales walked. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4. 13 pitches, 12 of them outside the strike zone. 3 straight walks. Morales moves over to second, and Rodriguez is at third. So Randle got themselves into a bases-loaded situation. There was 1 out for them, and then they got to double play, and that was that. But Randle is in the bases-loaded no-out opportunity land. And Mason Mixon, who's very powerful, might try to go the other way. Again, that wind is blowing in hard from left field. We've got cloudy skies overhead, but knock on wood, we don't think there's going to be any rain. Powell will go from the windup. Infield at double play depth, and he bounces it forward, and an easy bunt, just a little swinging bunt, and an easy play for Reed. He picks up the ball, runs back, steps on home, and that's the first out. Morales now moves to third, Elizondo to second, and Mason Mixon reaching on the fielder's choice. So Ray Rodriguez made it almost all the way home. Now Matthew Latano, the pitcher, trying to help himself out. Powell comes set, brings it, and the pitch is outside. There's a big construction site. I think it's something retail beyond the right field fence. Here's a pitch low, 2-0 on Latano. It reminds me of when the Cincinnati Reds were playing their last season at Riverfront Stadium and Great American Ballpark was still being built, and you look past the outfield fence and all you saw was bulldozers and dirt and freshly poured concrete. There's a throw over to third base, and back in is Logan Morales. Randle last week gave up a lot of runs at Kempner. They almost got run ruled in that game, but then they came back on Friday night right here at their ballpark and beat the Cougars. Here's the pitch from Powell. Took something off of it. It's high to Latano, and the count is 3-0. And I'm kind of wondering, would Coach Ben Williams over in the third base box give him the opportunity to swing away? But before we see the next pitch, we have another mound conference. And I think Ty Powell is probably getting a talking to, just like Quentin McCollum has given me a few talkings to in our day. Ty Powell getting the encouragement, if not the tough love, to find the strike zone as Randle looks to get on the board here in the first inning. Okay, Q, that's what I call Quentin McCollum. Yes or no, you've seen windier conditions than this in a baseball game? Yes, he has seen windier conditions. He's only been to a few hundred high school baseball games. And that pitch is in there at the knees. Lutano started to throw the bat toward the dugout. He took two very enthusiastic steps toward first base, but it's 3-1. Powell brings it out of the windup. Swing and a miss, and a late swing by Lutano. It's now 3-2. One out, and neither team is on the board, although both have had a bases loaded opportunity. And another late swing, and what a comeback by Ty Powell. Gets the strikeout of Lutano. 2 away. All the base runners are still standing there actually. Morales at third, Elizondo at second, and Mixon at first base, and now it's going to be up to Jeremy Graber. I think someone in his family has a road named after them. Here's the pitch. Upstairs for a ball. And you got Justin Reed going out there. He wants to talk to Powell. By the way, Q, during the commercial break, I'm going to have to listen to you but be writing something, on my little chart. They started this game earlier than I liked it. Here's the pitch. Late swing by Graber. He also stepped in the bucket, and it's 1-1. Logan Morales is at third. And there's a pitch outside to Graber. It's now 2-1. Powell moving around on the back of the mound. Adjusts the pants legs. Starts his windup. Here comes the 2-1. Graber takes outside. It's 3-1. No place to put him. We've come about as close as you possibly could in a first inning to scoring the first run without it having come in yet. There's a strike on a pitch that looked a little bit low, maybe even outside, but it's 3-2, so the runners will be in motion. Powell brings it. There go the runners. Graber with a little chopper right back to Powell. He's going to go to first with it in time. And both teams leave the bases loaded in the first inning. We are scoreless. Randle and Fulshear. We're on VypeFortBend.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavino with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, fourth generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
We see all you do to get work done, whether it's keeping your office clean or redesigning your space for 3 or 300. Our business is to keep business going. Buy online and pick up in store, or get free next business day shipping at Office Depot, OfficeMax, and OfficeDepot.com.
We'd like to thank the folks at Office Depot, Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace in Sugar Land, taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week. Matthew Latano back out to the mound in a game that is still scoreless. Both teams left the bases loaded. Only one hit in the game, and that belongs to Randle. It was by Parker Hodges. Fulshear. Fulshear has the only hit, and it's Parker Hodges. And the first pitch of this second inning to Logan Hudson, the third baseman, is in there for a strike. Latano brings the next one, took something off. He was way out in front, early swing, and he's down 0-2, he being Logan Hudson. And he hits one high in the air and foul ground on the right side, and a long run for the first baseman Mixon, but he can't get there. Hudson hitting .278, 10 hits on the season, 3 doubles, and 7 runs batted in. After Hudson, it'll be Stefano Ramos and Travis Reed. Here's the pitch by Latano, and he fouls one back into the screen. The count is still 0-2. Taking his time is Latano. Here comes the pitch, and that bounces in, 1-2. Latano likes to take his time. He's wearing lots of eye black. He's got the long sleeve black undershirt, jersey flapping in the breeze. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball just missed high. Oh, that was close. He winds and brings the 2-2. And that's a hard ground ball to deep short, backhanded by Morales, and he throws high and off target. And that is going to enable the batter to get to second base. Wild throw, but I did hear his coach, Rob Jensen, say, hurry up. You can't just assume that that ball, that wild throw from shortstop went over the fence or whatever. He did kind of stumble a little bit, so sometimes that can happen even to the best of us when you're digging as hard as you can, and maybe you get too much weight forward or maybe some sand shifted under one of your feet as you were pushing off. All right, so Hudson is on, and now it's Stefano Ramos, left-handed hitter. So we'll call that an E6 that allows Hudson to reach, and the first pitch to Ramos on the way. He bunts toward third, but it goes foul. Just in case you're wondering, no sign of the wind dying down, at least not yet. Pitch from Latano, outside corner strike, beautiful location, and the count is 0-2 on Ramos. Ramos is hitting .306. 11 hits, a pair of doubles. Here's the pitch, and he fouls it straight back. Still 0-2. By the way, Ramos batting .333 when there are runners in scoring position, and he's got one in scoring position right now. Ramos Swings at the 0-2. It's a ground ball to second. Scoop up by Coronado. He's going to go to first with it. And on the play, Hudson moves over to third with one away. Good idea. Hit it over on the right side of the infield. And now Travis Reed has a chance to deliver the first run of this game. We are in the top of the second. No score between district-leading Fulshear and the Randle Lions. Reed's hitting .346. Back of the box. Digs in. Here comes the pitch from Latano. Big rip. And he came up empty. Reed's got 5 RBIs and hits .375 with runners in scoring position. Latano from the windup throws a curveball that strays outside. They've got very red clay on the infield here at Randle. Pitch from Latano. And it bounces in. McClintock did a good job backhanding it, making sure it didn't get through. That would have resulted in the first run. Hudson leads off of third. He's wearing a big oven mitt on his right hand. Not literally an oven mitt, that's just what everybody calls it. There's a pitch up and away, and the count is 3-1. Might not be the worst idea in the world if you pitch Reed carefully. If you try to throw the perfect pitch on 3-1, which he does try to do, but it's ball 4. So now you have Reed, the catcher, going on down to first base with a walk. And you got the double play in order as Mason Schultz comes up. Schultz has 3 RBIs on the year. McClintock, the catcher for Randle, goes out there and he's going to talk to Latano a little bit. And while he does that, Mason Schultz talks to Rob Jensen, who moves out of the third base box. And you know, throughout baseball, we call it the coaching box. It used to be a box, and now it's just an area. And generally, the coaches don't really stay in it all the time anyway. Right-handed batter Schultz. Latano now going to go from the stretch. He looks at third, then goes back to first with a look, but not with a throw. And there is nothing that results from it. By the way, we've got a courtesy runner over at first base, and I think that's McCollum. I'm not sure. My friend Q wandered off. Now I can't ask him, is that your boy leading off of first base? But I think it is. There he goes. Pitch is high for a ball. Throw down. Does not get him. And on the play, Hudson stays right where he is at third, but there are 2 runners in scoring position for the Fulshear Chargers. And as I mentioned earlier in the ball game, Fulshear is wearing the charcoal gray uniforms. And it's a little bit harder than usual to see the numbers. Now from the windup, Latano and Sky down the right field line. Graber moving into foul ground, and it bounces off the top of the fence. He just ran out of room, and the wind was blowing the ball away from him. So that's unfortunate. The baseball gods not smiling on the Randle Lions right there. 1 out, runners at second and third for Fulshear. Undefeated in district play, and we are scoreless in this game. Top of the second. 1-1 the count on Mason Schultz. Here's the pitch. Just underneath his elbows, inside for a ball. Latano goes from the windup now. Here's the pitch. And that is fouled high in the air and almost to the top of the screen, and they really have a tall one here. I'm thinking that's 60 feet tall, and he almost got it over that thing. By the way, Micah McCollum is the leading base stealer for Fulshear, and so I figure that he is the one that's out there at second base running for Reed. 2-2 the count. Here comes the pitch. Schultz takes one high. 3-2. I'm sitting on a lot of my papers just to make sure they don't, blow away. Latano brings it to Schultz. And that is ball four. The bases are loaded. Second straight inning in which Latano has allowed the bases to get loaded, although there was an error earlier this inning. So he had 2 walks in the first inning and now 2 in the second. And back to the top of the order, Ty Powell. Flied out to center field his first time. The lefty takes the first pitch in, ball 1. We're not going to see any stars tonight unless the weather really changes. That pitch outside, McClintock tries to frame it. And now we're going to see Ben Williams come out of the dugout from the Randle side, and he needs to talk to his pitcher as the count is 2-0. We'll take a break and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. First class service is what you get at First Tire and Automotive. Check out these spring break specials. $30 off brake pad replacements, $50 off AC check, or $100 off AC repairs over $500. Free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires, installation, and road hazard program. And free battery check with any service. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
All right, we are back. Ty Powell in the batter's box, looking to break this scoreless tie as Fulshear with 1 out. Randle with 1 out, has the infielders all drawn up tight, all of them with feet, or at least part of their feet on the grass. And now there's an instruction to the second baseman Coronado and the shortstop Morales to move back. Now the pitch. Powell takes, and it's upstairs. 3-0. Latano is going from the windup. Wonder if they will give Powell the green light. He takes a strike on the inside corner, and it's 3-1. Looked like he was just taking all the way. Parker Hodges waiting to bat next, hopes that he gets a chance. Pitch on the way. That is in the air, and it's going to go out of play on the left side. Wind is blowing it back toward the fans, but it didn't hit aluminum. Latano trying to work out of this problem. Facing a tough customer. Powell is ready. The pitch to him. And he has a big, healthy cut, but fouls it straight back. Parker Hodges comes out of the on-deck area, which is an actual circle. The coaching boxes aren't really boxes. And sometimes it's just the on-deck area, but here they have circles. Here's the pitch. Powell smokes one towards center field, dropping fast, and a great catch. Or was it caught? It was caught. What a fantastic catch by Rodriguez. And it's a sacrifice fly. It unties this game as Logan Hudson comes home. But I'll tell you what, Powell was robbed. Now 2 away. Smart base running. Hudson waited and made sure it was wise to go, and Micah McCollum is still at second. He really didn't have a chance to go. And by the time he tracked down that fly ball, Rodriguez was pretty close anyway. There goes McCollum on a steal attempt. McClintock throws and got him. That will not be the 13th stolen base for Micah McCollum, and it was really remarkable because McClintock kind of had to step aside from the batter. He had to double clutch, and he still threw out McCollum. So Fulshear picks up a run. They wanted more than that, but we'll head to the bottom of the second. 1-0, Fulshear on top of Randle.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit?
Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network.
Go on.
Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
I thought you'd just like to listen to the wind a little bit. So Parker Hodges, by the way, the next time Fulshear bats, he'll be in the batter's box because it was McCollum thrown out while running for Reed. He was trying to steal third base, and that's how the inning ended. And now McClintock, who made a very good play to gun him down, leads off against Ty Powell. First pitch. Inside, actually it's the second pitch. The first pitch was a strike. Powell rocks in, brings it, and that is sliced into right field, but it's going to curve right to Ramos. He read it perfectly. There was a wind that was blowing it to his left toward the right field line, and he just stayed right there, and it came right to him. One away. So McClintock is out. And now it is Alan Whitsitt. I think it's Alan. I might have to ask one of these fans. First pitch to him, or second pitch to him, makes it 1-1. Swinging the pink bat, and then he grounds one through the middle. Powell can't grab it, but his shortstop says, I got him. And Schumann scoops it and throws over. Is Whitsitt's first name Alan? Do you know Whitsitt's first name? Do you know guys in the press box? Maybe you could ask him what his first name is. He's number 1 for Randle. All right, so now you see what I have to do. All right, so Whitsitt is out 6-3 on the ground out. Now Lorenzo Coronado in the batter's box against Powell. Strike on the inside corner to make it 0-2. His name is Alex. Thank you so much. I'll stop calling Alex Whitsitt Allen. And here's the 0-2, just misses to Coronado. See, it's all coming back to me now because when I did the broadcast of the game between Randle and Kempner, there's a foul tip into the mitt of Reed, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Powell. Fulshear is on top 1-0, and we will go to the third. You're listening to VypeFortBend.com. I'll finish that thought when I come back.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit?
Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network.
Go on.
Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Okay, we are back here at Randle High School where we go to the third, and it is 1-0 Fulshear. Parker Hodges, Tyler Schumann, and Lane Arroyos to bat for the Chargers, who are leading District 25A. There's something that kind of sounds like a little Briggs & Stratton lawnmower engine or something, but I think it's just something whipping in the wind. Or maybe it's coming out of the speaker. Everybody's looking at the speakers like they're about to explode or something. Okay, so when Kempner played Randle, the game was supposed to start at 7, and it started at 6:45, and I did all my pregame interviews, and then they start the game early. It's so annoying, and I didn't have time to write down the lineup in the usual place. So it's not in my book, and that's why I had to ask one of the students here at Randle, is it Alan or Alex Whitsitt? And he said it's Alex. And the first pitch to Parker Hodges is ball 1. Latano getting a grip on the ball, wiggles it around in his glove, now rocks and fires. Strike on the inside corner, not what Parker Hodges was looking for. He's 1 for 1. He's got the only hit in this game. Pitch on the way, and that bounces in. The count is 2-1. Hodges steps out a moment. Now Latano rocks and fires, and a curveball is up, and it's 3-1. A lot of 3-ball counts by both pitchers in this game this evening. Same two teams will play on Friday night at Fulshear. Here's the 3-1. And that is in the air, foul, and it's going to get out of play beyond the first base dugout. And the wind blows it all the way onto the tennis courts. So there was no Alex Whitsitt in the scorebook from the game 1 week ago, but now he's in the scorebook tonight. But like everyone else except Parker Hodges, still looking for a hit. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive, and it's a one-hopper to the shortstop Morales. He scoops it up and fires and gets him by half a step. That was kind of a knuckleball hit. It looked like it was hit pretty hard, but then it appeared to slow down a lot. It had a big spin on it. It landed in the soft dirt, but Morales handled it like a champ. And Tyler Schumann, the counterpart shortstop, will now bat. Schumann walked in the first inning. Open stance from the right-handed box. Latano takes a deep breath, starts his windup. Here it comes. Breaking ball right on the edge, the outside edge, that is. 0-1. On Friday night, well, let me check that, actually. There's a different kind of schedule this week. Next pitch just misses the outside corner. It's 1-1 on Tyler Schumann. So typically we have Tuesday and Friday, but Easter is coming up, so everybody's taking Good Friday off, and if weather permits, we'll have the Thursday night game, Hightower at Ridge Point. Pitch outside, 3-1. Schumann tugging at the jersey, gets comfortable. Latano, Breeze, flapping his jersey around, throws one outside, and I gave you the wrong count. I said 3-1. It was 2-1. Now it's 3-1. Latano doesn't waste any time, brings the 3-1, and it's a ball sliced into right field for a base hit. Tyler Schumann is on with a one-out single. And now Lane Arroyos, who walked and ended up being the third out of the first inning. A very good double play where It was hit to the first baseman, Mixon. He stepped on first and then threw to second where it couldn't be a force. And Morales put the tag down on Arroyos for the double play that ended the first. But Fulshear is on top. It is 1-0, and we're watching the Chargers bat in the top of the third. One out, Schumann leading off first, and Lane Arroyos, the left-hander, looks at the first pitch, a curveball, not what he was looking for. He takes it for a strike. Schumann looks like he wants to steal, but they didn't give him the sign, and there's a pitch fouled out of play on the left side. Arroyos like he sliced a three iron into the woods. It's not really cold here, but sometimes when it gets cold and windy, I have trouble forming words because I'm sitting outside. I'm kind of like Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Well, not in many ways, but I want to be where the people are. So that's why I'm out here in the wind with Rosie Bega. Actually, no, Rosie's back inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters. A pitch comes in the dirt, and the count is 2-2. Arroyos with the same little pre-swing routine every time. White batting gloves. Way upstairs, McClintock comes out of his crouch and flags it down. 1-0 Fulshear, top of the third. They are undefeated in district play at 6-0. Latano out of the stretch, brings it. Oh, that looked good. It was over, but it was low, and it's now 3-2 with one out. Schumann waiting a moment to take his lead off of first. There he goes, stretching it out, and Mixon is standing there with a foot on the bag. There goes Schumann. There's the pitch, and it is back into the net. Schumann will have to go back, and the count remains 3-2. So Ridgepoint, like Fulshear, is undefeated and leading its district, which is 26A. They'll be taking on a Hightower team that is in a four-way tie for fourth place in the district. There goes Schumann. Pitch on the way. McClintock, no throw because it was ball four anyway. And there are two runners on for the Chargers. Sure would be fun to talk about, the ball being put in play more, but the pitchers have had trouble with control. And so we've had a ton of walks already. Now, Kevin Fuentes, who unfortunately for him hit into a double play that ended the frame for Fulshear in the first. Latano looks at his wristband. Another lefty hitter to deal with, and Fuentes takes a strike at the letters. If he gets on, it'll be Logan Hudson, who scored the only run of the game so far for Fulshear. Here's the pitch. Outside corner strike, and a little shake of the head from Fuentes. He didn't think so, but he's not going to dwell on it. So he's back in the box, ready for an 0-2. Latano wants it. And that's way upstairs, 1-2. Just one out here in the top of the third. Fulshear trying to add to its lead. Fuentes backs away from an inside fastball. It's 2-2. Latano nods at his catcher, McClintock. Here's the 2-2. And that is high in the air. That's a Paula Abdul pop-up straight up. McClintock makes the catch on the grass behind home. And there are two outs. I just like to say that straight up thing, but actually that was not a really good description. It ended up coming down probably 35 to 40 feet behind home plate. So that was far from straight up. And I also should have known with the hard wind blowing in from left field. Now it is Logan Hudson to try and get something on the board for Fulshear in this top of the third. The Chargers already lead it 1-0. He reached on an error and scored earlier. Righty to righty as Latano comes set at the belt. Doesn't look at the runners. And that is hit hard to center field. He's going to chase back Rodriguez into the gap, and the ball is blown away from him. And there's going to be 2 runs scoring for Fulshear on the play. The relay throw gets away as Schumann and Arroyo score, and the Chargers have taken a 3-0 lead on a run-scoring double by Logan Hudson. Randle was so close to getting out of this top of the third with just a 1-0 deficit, and now they still have trouble with Hudson on second. And Ramos in the batter's box, another lefty hitter for Latano to throw to. Pitch on the way. He swings at the first one. It's into left field. Going to hang up, I think, for Whitsitt. And it drops in the gap between Whitsitt and Rodriguez, and another run scores. Hudson brings home run number 4, and the Chargers are taking charge with 2 outs. All of this has happened after 2 were out. And it ends up being a double for Ramos, not really because of where he hit it, but just because of the wind made it die, and it forced the outfielders to run a long way to get to the ball. So Fulshear may not be done here. Travis Reed comes up, but there is going to be a discussion here. I think it's just Ramos bringing back some equipment to the dugout while Ben Williams, the head coach of Randle, has made a pitching change. We'll be back and tell you who the new guy is when we return here on VypeFortBend.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
First Tire and Automotive has been putting your health and your car safety first for over 20 years. First Tire and Automotive stands for family, integrity, reliability, service, and trust. That's why Fort Bend families know take your vehicle to First Tire and Automotive first and forever. Check out the website for service and savings at firsttireandauto.com. Make your appointment today. With 4 great locations, Eldridge, First Colony, Greatwood, and now in Cinco Ranch, there's one around the corner from you. All 4 stores now open on Saturday. FirstTireandAuto.com.
All right, so Lorenzo Morales is the new pitcher, and Graber comes out of right field. He's now playing first base. And I think that, Randle doesn't have a real deep roster, and therefore there's just going to be a lot of switching around, basically. Toland is now the shortstop. He comes off the bench. So Graber is no longer in right field, and I'm looking way out there, and I think Mixon is out there. Mixon has moved from first base to right field. Graber has moved from right field to first base. Coronado is still the second baseman. Toland now at shortstop, and Morales brings the first pitch of his pitching appearance to Travis Reed. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Reed walked in the second, and McCollum ran for him. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball to short center field. Going to be trouble. Rodriguez running in. Can't get it, and that's going to bring home yet another run. Running all the way was Ramos, and he scored, and ending up at second is Travis Reed. It is now 5-0 Fulshear on top of Randle. I was seeing visions of a game that stayed scoreless for a long, long time, but 1 run in the second and now 4 for Fulshear in the third. They lead at 5-0. Micah McCollum comes off the bench, and he's going to courtesy run for Reed at second. I think you have to give a single there to Reed, and he advanced to second on the throw. So not a double. First pitch swinging by Mason Schultz, and that is going to be the second baseman Coronado. The wind blows it around, but he handles it, and finally that retires the side. But Fulshear scores 4 times in the third. They lead at 5-0. This is VypeFortBend.com, and we'll be right back.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit?
Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network.
Go on.
Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Back with the bottom of the third inning, 5-0. Fulshear has broken out on top, and it'll be the top of the order for Randle, Ray Rodriguez, Logan Morales, and Christian Elizondo. Ty Powell has a lead to protect. He's got to feel pretty good about things. Owen Denner came out, and he had to give Travis Reed time to put on his catcher's gear. Took the first few warm-up tosses from Powell. So when I was coming here, this is my second trip. Actually, I think I might have come to 2 Randle home basketball games. So it's my third trip to the campus, but my first trip to the baseball field. So I went all the way past the school and turned right when I ran out of room. And there's a way to get to the ball field from what I guess is the west side of the campus. Powell brings the first pitch to Rodriguez, and it bounces in. Ball 1. That was a wild pitch. But not technically because no one's on base. So there's this long straight sidewalk, looks like it's about 1/8 of a mile, that would lead from the parking lot on the west side of the school. No, I guess the east, now that I think about it. The east side of the school, yeah. As the second pitch is in there it's a ball. Rodriguez takes a rip at the 2-0. Almost came out of his shoes, and he foul tipped it back to the backstop. It's 2-1. Powell rocks and brings the 2-1, swung on and missed. The scoreboard was wrong. That's strike 3. It was a foul tip into the catcher Reed's mitt. So anyway, as Logan Morales comes up to the batter's box, so there's this long sidewalk if you park over there. And they had the sprinklers on, and the wind was blowing out of the north, and I mean hard, really, really hard out of the north, which makes me think, wait a minute, I was on the west side of the campus. Anyway, foul back by Morales. The count now 1-1. So I like to get to the ball game if I can get here 2 hours early, put up my sign, shake a few hands, do all that good stuff. But I had to stand there for about 20 minutes waiting for him to turn the sprinklers off, and I couldn't get my equipment soaked. There's a strike on the inside corner, 1-2 on Morales. And so I ended up having to go all the way around Wright Junior High and coming in the opposite side. Ground ball to Schultz at second, scoops it up, fires across to Arroyos and gets his man. 4-3 goes the play, and there are 2 outs. So anyway, I wouldn't have minded walking down that long sidewalk for an eighth of a mile. That wouldn't have been a problem, but I just couldn't do it with the sprinklers, and so I had to put everything back in the car and go all the way around to the west side, I guess. Okay. There's a little chopper, and it's a slow one, but coming off the mound is Powell, and he throws out Christian Elizondo. It's a 1-2-3 inning. In fact, let's see, Powell has retired 8 straight hitters. And we will go to the 4th inning. Fulshear in control to this point, leading 5-0 over Randle.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all 3 like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
First Tire and Automotive has been putting your health and your car safety first for over 20 years. First Tire and Automotive stands for family, integrity, reliability, service, and trust. That's why Fort Bend families know take your vehicle to First Tire and Automotive first and forever. Check out the website for service and savings at firsttireandauto.com. Make your appointment today. With 4 great locations, Eldridge, First Colony, Greatwood, and now in Cinco Ranch, there is one around the corner from you. All 4 stores now open on Saturday. FirstTireandAuto.com.
Fulshear goes back to work with the bats. It's the top of the order. Ty Powell will be followed by Parker Hodges and Tyler Schumann. So Fulshear, a purple team, leads the way in District 25A, and Ridgepoint, also a purple team, undefeated at 8-0 halfway through the district schedule, is leading District 26A, and they will take on Hightower on Thursday, weather permitting. We sure hope so. And then we'll take Good Friday off and all of Easter weekend off and get back to it 1 week from tonight. The first pitch is a ball to Ty Powell, flew out to center field and lined out to center field. Takes a pitch high and away. Left-handed hitting Powell, if things stay the way they are, is in line to be the winning pitcher. Morales brings the pitch. Missed the outside corner, trying to nibble and see if maybe, just maybe, Ty Powell would chase it. Morales rocks and comes home with it. The curveball stays high. It's ball 4. Walks have been the bugaboo for the Randle pitchers. They were kind of Ty Powell's bugaboo in the first inning. Hodges is 1 for 2. He had a first inning single. They got him to third, but he was stranded there. Both teams left the bases loaded in the first. And I was thinking we might have a close game, but it's not close right now. 5-0 Fulshear. Hodges digs in, squares to bunt, watches one go by, and it's a called strike, and a throw down from McClintock to Graber at first base, but easily back is Powell. VypeFortBend.com brought you the live broadcast of the Fulshear girls winning the 2019 State Volleyball Championship. Here's the 0-1, and there's a foul back, and on the play, Powell had taken off, but he's got to go back. So the very next year, we went back to Garland, site of the State UIL Volleyball Championships, and only the curiously crazy stacked, with 5-star, tall, 7-foot players. That's an exaggeration. The Fulshear girls could not defeat Lucas Lovejoy, but then nobody could. Nobody took a set off of Lucas Lovejoy the entire playoffs. They didn't win state this year or the year before, and that's actually good. Actually, the year before they did. But Fulshear's going to get another one. I just know they will. And there's a pitch outside. The count is now 2-2 on Parker Hodges. And we also followed the Fulshear girls to the state basketball tournament in San Antonio. They lost to Lubbock Cooper in the semifinals, but we broadcasted it for you. And I came right on back on Thursday and went to school the next day. I was really, really, really tired. By the way, it's good to go to San Antonio, whether it's for UIL basketball or whatever, because they're building the world's largest Buc-ee's in Luling. Here's a pitch inside and a stolen base attempt. Safe at second is Powell, and the count goes to 2-2. So if you like Buc-ee's, and if you've got teenagers, they just basically, it's emotional blackmail. You have to stop at Buc-ee's or they'll disown you. I don't know. It's a thing. But Buc-ee's is fun to go to, and the people who own Buc-ee's are really good people. Live down in Lake Jackson. Here's the 1-2. That pitch down and in. The scoreboard says 1-2. It's actually 2-2. Now it is 3-2. That's what I thought. Parker Hodges digging in, and now he steps out. So there's already a Buc-ee's in Luling, but they are going to level that thing, and they've bought property behind it. It's going to be bigger than you can imagine. Here's the 3-2. Popped in the air, foul ground on the right. Going over there is Graber, chasing it, but he can't quite get there. He and Mixon were closing in, but the ball was blowing away from them because that wind coming in from left is still very, very strong. And so another 3-2 pitch will be forthcoming to Parker Hodges. So they say the new Buc-ee's in Luling, the biggest in the world, will be ready maybe as soon as October, but if not October, the worst case scenario, it might take them till January. Hodges ready. Morales brings another 3-2. Swung on and missed. And that's the first out in the fourth inning. Tyler Schumann now. He's walked and singled. Scored the second Fulshear run in the third. He's kicking the dirt around. Now steps in. Taps the outer corner of the plate, then the inside corner. Open stance. Stands tall. Morales looks back at second. Pitch on the way. Big rip, but he came up empty. Ty Powell led off the inning with a walk. He's leading off second and taking a pretty big lead. He's held there by Coronado, but here's the pitch home, and it bounces off of McClintock, and Powell moves over to third base. I don't know whether to call that a wild pitch or a pass ball. I'm going to go with wild pitch because it was kind of spiked, maybe a couple of feet in front of McClintock. It looked like it kind of bounced sideways. So with just one out and the runner at third, a lot of ways for Tyler Schumann to get the job done here. Morales still going from the stretch. Here it comes. Upstairs, ball one. Got to be ball two, actually. Morales brings it. That's way high. So that would be ball three by my count. 3-1. Morales brings it. And that is roped to left field. But unfortunately, Whitsitt falls down. He gets up and makes the catch. And it's going to be another sacrifice fly. Great play by Alex Whitsitt. He fell down running back, and then Mother Nature helped him out, blowing the ball back a little bit. He got to his feet, made the catch, threw home, not in time to get Powell. The sacrifice fly makes it 6-0, and there are 2 away with the bases empty. Lane Arroyos. I can see someone in his fan club wearing a jersey that says Arroyos on the back of it. Little number toward short, lands in front of Tolan. He comes and scoops it and can't get him. And now there's a throwing error. It'll be a single and a throwing error that leads to Arroyos getting to second base. So Toland really just should have eaten the ball, but he decided to throw and threw late. And now I realize that Latano is playing first base. It didn't seem like Graber would be the guy to play first base, but he did play there for half an inning. You know, mainly because of just sheer stature. Latano is a tall kid who can, you know, be a more forgiving target if there's a slightly errant infield throw. All right, so you got Arroyos at second, and now it's Kevin Fuentes, another left-handed hitter. Morales comes set at the Adams apple and brings the first pitch outside for ball 1. Didn't miss by much. The wind is starting to die down a bit. Here's the pitch. Just underneath the wrists. In tight for a ball. I think the wind has died down enough where we can put our microphone out there and maybe someone will say something interesting. There's a pitch that just missed the outside corner. The count now 3-0 on Kevin Fuentes. Low, slow practice swings. Black gloves with gold trim. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 3-1 the count. Morales brings it, and he rips it foul on the right side just beyond the Randle dugout. Rattles off the chain link fence, and when you have a small roster, as Randle does, you don't always instantly get someone coming out of the dugout to go retrieve the foul ball. And I think a coach is doing it. Down and out for ball 4. So with 2 outs, Fuentes walks. Arroyos is already at second base. Now Logan Hudson. Hudson with a double. Drove in a couple of runs with that and came around to score himself. Pitch on the way. Curveball upstairs. Morales is not the big hard thrower that Latano is. Open stance for Hudson. Runners first and second, 2 outs. Just missing the inside corner with a ball that was supposed to break just a couple more inches. Hudson ready, and he hits it high in the air on the infield. It's going to be Latano behind first base in foul ground. The wind blows it, but he does gather it in. And that'll do it for the Fulshear Chargers in inning number 4, but they do score another run to up the ante. It is now 6-0, Fulshear over Randle, and we'll be back with more on VypeFortBend.com.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit?
Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network.
Go on.
Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
On Thursday night on VypeFortBend.com, we will have Ridgepoint hosting Hightower in a 26A matchup. And then no more baseball until Tuesday of next week. But looking ahead, looking way farther ahead to the final baseball game of the regular season, it's going to be Foster and Fulshear playing, and I'm going to presume that the district championship will be on the line in that final game. So looking forward to bringing that one to you. And I do have some surgery scheduled. So I'm going to crawl into the ballpark to do that game if I have to. Tell the doctor to look the other way or whatever. All right, Randle trying to get on the comeback trail. They're down 6-0, and it's Mason Mixon, Matthew Latano, and Jeremy Graber to bat for these Randle Lions in the bottom of the fourth inning. Mixon reached on a fielder's choice his first time. Ty Powell brings him the first pitch, and it's off the end of the bat into the grass and foul ground on the right side, where it's picked up over there by Arroyos. Those of us who are in the stands are not feeling as strong a wind, but looking at the flag in left field, it's strong as ever. There's a little looper out to shortstop. Easy play for Schumann. And that's one that if it hadn't been the usual, the difficult wind that we're seeing, it might have possibly gotten over Schumann's head, but the wind completely knocked it down. One away, and now Latano, a strikeout victim his first time, but it's not going to be Latano. It's going to be a pinch hitter. It is Ibikunle. Yanni Ibikunle, who was fantastic on the basketball court for Randle this year. And the home plate umpire looks back at the press box and lets them know there's a substitute coming in. So Ibikunle obviously has a big strike zone. He was good at getting rebounds in basketball, and it's easy to throw him a strike in baseball. Powell brings the first one, first pitch swinging, and he almost decapitates a couple of his teammates. The foul ball rattled off the dugout fence. It's every man for himself in that situation. Here's a pitch, down and out. 1-1 the count, as it is Ty Powell working to Yanni Ibikunle. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Just got a piece of it. It's a foul ball, and it's not strike three. So Reed was thinking about tagging Ibikunle, but if he had, it would just be showing friendship, I guess, because that was not strike three. Now there's an argument about how many strikes there were. Okay, Coach Ben Williams says the third pitch that Powell threw, on which he swung and missed, was that was strike one. So now it is 1-2, and Ibikunle is back in the batter's box. Powell brings it, and he hits a hard ground ball to shortstop off Schumann's glove, picks it up, and he can't throw out. Ibikunle batting for Latano reaches on an error by the shortstop Schumann. And now it'll be Jeremy Graber due, but it's not going to be Jeremy Graber. It's going to be Toland, who's now playing shortstop. All right. Toland stands in, and the first pitch to him is outside for ball one. Toland got into the game against Kempner a week ago when we broadcasted it. Powell brings a pitch over but low, and he falls behind 2-0 as he works for the first time to Toland. Toland, no relation to Bobby Toland. Used to play for the Reds back in the 70s. There goes Ibikunle, and the throw down by Reed will never get him. Stolen base for Ibikunle. And the pitch that came in makes it 2-1. Ibikunle really running well between first and second. You don't usually see that kind of quickness from someone who's so tall. And now Toland is stepping out of the box because Reed called timeout. He wants to go and talk to Powell. And the conversation between Reed and Powell is very short. And meanwhile, Toland, who did not call the timeout, is just now walking back from his short chit-chat with Coach Ben Williams. Night is falling here at Randle. And Toland is showing bunt, but first Powell turns around and looks back at Ibikunle. The wind is picking up again, and you can tell by your ears. And there is a ball outside. Toland walks. 2 men on. All right, now it is Cedric McClintock, the catcher. I'm not sure who would play catcher if something happened to McClintock. He's got powerful legs. I know that he could hit the ball a long way if the wind wasn't just in his face. Down and in. And McClintock is, I'm not sure what he's upset with. I think he was thinking Ibikunle could have advanced from second to third because the catcher Reed didn't catch it cleanly. But I don't know. I don't think you take that chance when you're down 6-0, as Randle is. Powell looks in at McClintock, brings it, and that does get underneath Reed, and Ibikunle already at third, and he stops at third. He wanted to go home, but Coach Williams said, whoa there, big fella. And there are runners at second and third, as behind Ibikunle, Toland takes second. So the count is 2-0 on Cedric McClintock. And that would have to be a pass ball because that was one that Reed should have had. Powell looking in, trying to preserve the shutout. It's 6-0, bottom of the fourth. McClintock takes, and it's high and away for a ball. 3-0. Powell looks over at third, throws. Ibikunle coming home. He's hung up. Now Reed runs him back to third. There are going to be 2 runners on third, except here comes Ibikunle. They throw high, and Powell tags him out. Wait a minute. The out call, the out signal was made, and Powell is upset. And are they saying that a run scored? I guess they are. It's one of those weird things. The umpire's hand gesture showed out, but I guess he said safe, or maybe there was a safe call right after the out call. Now, I think Coach Jensen was going to check on the call, but he does want to talk to his infielders. I guess he didn't like the way they handled that. They let a run come in. So it is now 6-1. There's one run, one out. That could have very easily been a caught stealing. So not only does Ibikunle come home, but Toland ends up at third base. Still only one out. Three-ball count on Cedric McClintock. Right-handed hitting catcher stands close to the plate. Powell is going to go from the windup now. Here comes the pitch. Up and in. And that's ball 4. So McClintock will go on down to first base, and I'm going to check and see if maybe there's going to be a courtesy running for him. But as I mentioned before, Randle doesn't have a whole lot of depth, so sometimes McClintock simply has to run for himself. Runners at the corners, only one out. Randle has drawn within 6-1. And now Alex Whitsitt, who's 0 for 1 with a ground ball to the shortstop Schumann. Powell looking in, shaking off a sign, now gets the one he wants. And a look over at third, fake throw, and a look back at first, and no throw made whatsoever. Whitsitt looking down at his wristband. He knows what coach wants him to do. Open stance from the right-handed box. And there's a throw back to first. They almost got McClintock leaning the wrong way. It was one of those look at third, fake the throw, look back at first, and then make the throw if you have an opportunity to pick someone off. And he almost did. Coach Williams moves down from the third base coaching area and wants to make sure that McClintock knows exactly what he expects of him, and also Whitsitt ready. He bunts toward first. Coming on to get it is Powell. Throws over to first, and a run scores as he throws out Whitsitt. 1-3 goes the play. That's the second out. So Toland comes home, and McClintock moves over to second. 6-2. Randle is making it a closer game. Now Lorenzo Coronado. Thought I heard something fall. Evidently not. Okay. It's just so windy. I don't want to lose any equipment here tonight. Here's the first pitch. Coronado, big rip, but he comes up empty. 0-1. Coronado in the back of the right-handed box. Powell looking back at McClintock. Here's the pitch. And another healthy cut by Coronado, but he fouls it back into the net. He's down 0-2. Now Coronado is back in there. Powell taking a long look back at second, and now Coronado asks for time, and that's something you won't see in the major leagues that often this year. The new rules say that if you're the batter, you can call time once per at bat, so you better call time when it's warranted. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Coronado goes down on strikes. However, Randle does score twice in their half of the fourth. It is 6-2, and we'll continue on VypeFortBend.com.
First Tire and Automotive has been putting your health and your car safety first for over 20 years. First Tire and Automotive stands for family, integrity, reliability, service, and trust. That's why Fort Bend families know take your vehicle to First Tire and Automotive first and forever. Check out the website for service and savings at firsttireandauto.com. Make your appointment today. With 4 great locations, Eldridge, First Colony, Greatwood, and now in Cinco Ranch, there's one around the corner from you. All 4 stores now open on Saturday. FirstTireandAuto.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Ramos to lead it off for Fulshear, top of the 5th. Ramos is 1 for 2 with a double in the 3rd inning. Fulshear had led 6-0, but in the bottom of the 4th, Randle answered back with 2 runs, and they'll see if they can keep it going. They still have Morales in there. He's the second pitcher of the night for the Lions, and wearing a blue glove, which I noticed when he was playing at Kempner. Ramos ready, righty to lefty, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1. Next pitch to Ramos. He took a real hard swing at that one, and it bounced up in the dirt and bounced off of his leg, so it's 1-1. Morales going from the stretch at all times. Brings it inside, and did it hit him in the foot? I guess not. I think Ramos is saying it hit me in the foot. And you know, if the umpire says it didn't hit him in the foot at the beginning, and now he talked him into it, I guess. I guess so. So it just seems like, you know, if you say the ball went to the backstop and you just think it's a ordinary stray pitch with nobody on base, and then all of a sudden the batter says, no, it hit me in the foot, you can't then say it hit me in the foot. It hit him in the foot. But that's what just happened. But you know, as the first pitch comes in to Travis Reed, he takes it for a ball, and it's a balk on Morales. So a hit by pitch, and then a balk has a runner in scoring position. So I guess one thing that I have learned, other than scriptures, there's nothing that's been more true than this. And I'll tell you after this pitch. Reed takes outside for a ball. It's 2-0. So it is amazing what you can get in this life if you just have the audacity to ask for it. Or say you've been hit on the foot by a pitch when, I'm not saying he wasn't hit, but that wasn't the original call. The third pitch to Reed is a ball, 3-0. Will he get the green light? Morales brings it. Taken all the way. And I guess it's 3-1. One of those earlier pitches was a strike, and the umpire didn't make as obvious a gesture. Here's the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner, so I think it is now 3-2, even though the scoreboard says 3-1. Reed walked and got on in the second, but he ended up in a caught stealing situation, and now he takes ball 4. By the way, he had a base hit in the third. So I guess you could say Reed has been on all 3 times, and now Mason Schultz. Actually, this is not Mason Schultz. It's number 2, Zach Nicholson. Nicholson batting in place of the second baseman Schultz. Slightly open stance from the right-handed box as Morales digs in with runners at first and second. It is 6-2, Fulshear on top. They're batting in the top of the 5th. Bunt shown, but the pitch taken low for a ball by Nicholson. Nicholson's hitting .200 this year. Has a pair of doubles and 3 RBIs. And he bunts toward first. Coming on to get it is Mixon. Doesn't catch it cleanly. Throws late and safe all around. Nicholson beats it out. I think we're going to have to go with an E3 there. So the bases are now loaded. And after Randle got 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th, Fulshear is threatening to get those runs back and maybe even more. Ramos is at third. And now Micah McCollum running for Reed is at second. Nicholson is at first, and back to the top of the order, Ty Powell. And Morales comes set and brings it. Strike on the outside corner, not what Powell was looking for. Not my style, said Casey. Pitch on the way, up and in, 1-1. Here's the pitch by Morales, way outside, and it's 2-1. Morales comes set. Here comes the pitch. Powell takes, and it's high, 3-1. Powell with a very favorable count at 3-1. Here it comes, and he really ripped at it, but it fouled it straight back into the net. Morales just trying to get out of trouble here. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way outside. And that would have resulted in a run anyway, but McClintock did a good job to reach way out with that long left arm and grab it, make sure it didn't go to the dugout. You don't want 2 runs coming in. All right, so the base is still full, or full again. Powell, by the way, has not allowed a hit. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Parker Hodges singled, grounded out to shortstop and struck out. And he hits it high in the air to center field. Rushing in is Rodriguez, and it drops in front of him. 1 run will score. That's Micah McCollum. Everybody moves up 1 station. And we've got a 7-2 ball game. Correction, we've got an 8-2 ball game. Nicholson is now at third. Powell is now at second, and Hodges is at first. And the first pitch to Tyler Schumann, who has walked, singled, and hit a sacrifice fly, is up and in for ball one. Here's the pitch by Morales. Outside. Morales he can quick pitch on occasion. He seems very comfortable doing it. Schumann looks at a curveball and it catches the outside edge. Looks like he's got a lot of energy in the batter's box. Schumann looks at another curveball, but that one is just outside. 3-1. Bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, and another run comes in. It is 9-2 Fulshear as Nicholson crosses the plate, and Schumann goes on down to first. Now Ben Williams is going to go out to talk to Morales. I wonder if he's going to make a change. He has been warming someone up down in the bullpen. And yep, we are going to have a change. The new pitcher, it looks like, is going to be Jeremy Graber. And we'll step aside and be back here on VypeFortBend.com. It is 9-2. Fulshear still batting in the top of the fifth, looking for a 10-run lead so they can end this one early. It is 9-2 and still nobody out. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
So Jeremy Graber comes in, the stocky right-hander. And the first batter he's going to work on is Lane Arroyos. Arroyos has walked twice, singled, and scored a run here tonight. With the bases loaded, Graber is going to go from the windup. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Looks over the top of his glove, starts the windup. And that is fouled almost over the screen on the left side a little bit. Kevin Fuentes comes out of the on-deck area to pick it up. Here's the pitch to Arroyos, and he waits on a curveball and hammers it into center field. That'll bring home Powell, and it will also bring home Parker Hodges. And that makes it 11-2. One more run will get him to the magic 10-run margin. On the play, Tyler Schumann ends up at third. And Arroyos is at first after his single, and now Kevin Fuentes. Another left-handed hitter for Graber to face. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it back into the twine. Night has fallen all the way down here at Randle. We still have that hard wind blowing in from left field, and Fulshear has taken control of this one. Here's the 0-1. And it's up and away for a ball. Graber digs in. Looks over at first base where Arroyos takes his lead. Pitch on the way. Down in the dirt. You see the dirt pop up, and of course it quickly blows away in the brisk breeze. Fuentes could deliver the run that would make it a 10-run margin. Here's the pitch. And it's a ground ball towards second. Coronado charges. He tags out a runner, but the ball comes out of his glove. Everybody is safe. A run scores. It is 12-2. Tyler Schumann comes on home. And so, I don't know what you call that. Maybe it's an error if you're the second baseman and you need to tag out the runner, and Arroyos didn't do anything other than just run through it. You know, he didn't throw an arm out there to try to jar the ball loose, which is illegal. He appeared to be just running normally. But Coach Jensen is out there to talk to, well, I guess they called him out. I guess maybe in the judgment of the infield umpire, they said that Arroyos actually did do something to jar the ball loose, so he becomes out number one. And when the score is 12-2, there's not going to be a huge argument. So Fuentes is safe on the error. Well, I guess he's not really an error anymore. It's a fielder's choice. Yeah, it's a fielder's choice. So forget about it being an error. It's not an error. And now Logan Hudson is due, but it's going to be Waits. Gavin Waits hitting .226. Stands in, right-handed hitter, takes the first pitch, down and in for a ball. Waits has a pair of doubles this year and a home run. He takes the second pitch in there for a strike at the knees on the inside corner. Fulshear has that 10-run lead. Pitch just misses the inside corner. Graber, the third pitcher of the night for Randle, working to Waits. Here it comes. Just misses the inside corner, trying to locate it exactly where the previous pitch was. And he came pretty close. Here's the 2-1. Down and in, and a walk to Waits. And now we go to Stefano Ramos, and he started this inning. He was the first man up, and he was hit by a pitch. And then it just got ugly from there for the Randle Lions. Runners at first and second, and a pitch bounces in. A nice job by McClintock to stay in front of it, and the runners stay right where they are. Now that we are at a 10-run advantage, you know that there's going to be less likelihood that Coach Jensen is going to send runners. You have that lead that you need so that you can win it in 5 innings. If you can keep Randle off the board in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Graber's pitch, and that is way up above the head of Ramos. He had to drop his head, and a good job by McClintock to reach over with his left arm to the other side and keep it from going to the backstop. And there is a line drive toward right field, sinking fast. Nice catch on the run by Mixon. Actually, it's not Mixon because it's Lutano. Mixon is at first base, and Lutano is in right field, and he makes a nice running catch for the second out. The runners stay put at first and second. And it'll be up to Travis Reed. But Travis Reed is going to take the rest of the night off, evidently. They're putting in a pinch hitter for him. And it's Moorhead, Kyle Moorhead, senior outfielder, hitting .250. Moorhead with an on-base percentage of .429. He's got a double on the year and 3 RBIs. It's .200 with runners in scoring position, and there is a runner in scoring position. That's Caven Fuentes. Graber brings the pitch. Curveball dropped off the table right before it got to the strike zone. 1-0. Graber looks back at second, now brings it outside corner, missed. 2-0. Moorhead stands tall in the right-handed box, and he hits a ground ball toward third, scooped up by Elizondo, throws over to second for the force, and that will do it. But we will go to the bottom of the fifth inning. It is a 12-2 game, so if Fulshear can keep Randle off the board, this will be high school baseball's version of a technical knockout. We'll be right back on VypeFortBend.com.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit?
Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network.
Go on.
Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Okay, it looks like Fulshear has a new pitcher out there. So what they're going for is a combined no-hitter. Astros fans know well what a combined no-hitter is. And I believe the young man, is that still Ty? I think it is still Ty Powell. Let me make sure. Looked like they had made a change. Okay, well, I guess it's still him, and he's not going for a combined no-hitter. He's going for his own no-hitter all by himself. Or perhaps it might be Matt Macklin. Yeah, it is Matt Macklin. Okay, Matt Macklin has come in relief of Ty Powell. It's 16, not 18. Matt Macklin, let's see, what are some numbers on this young man? Got kind of an odd format of pitching stats. He's got a record of 1-1, I can tell you that. And Matt Macklin, 20 1/3 innings pitched. This is his 8th appearance. And his first pitch of the inning is a 1-2-3 hopper to the shortstop. Schumann picks it up, throws in time. And on the play, he retires Ray Rodriguez. Macklin with an ERA of 1.72 and a whip of 1.48. 1 out in the inning. There's a strike. Macklin in relief of Powell. Looks over the top of his baby blue glove. Here it comes. Just misses the outside corner. So my scorebook is unofficial, but I don't have Randle with any clean hits. There's a pitch in the dirt. Macklin steps to the back of the mound, licks the fingers. Umps say that's okay. Macklin rocks and fires. It's a little chopper back to Macklin, fields it on 2 hops, throws to first. Got him by 3 steps. And the Fulshear Chargers are 1 out away from going 7-0 in their district games and staying a step ahead of the Foster Falcons. Now it is Christian Elizondo. He's the last hope for the Randle Lions. Curveball misses away as Macklin tries to finish things up. This is clearly not a save situation as he came in inheriting a 10-run lead. Here's the pitch. And an excuse me swing and a ball that rolls foul outside of first base. Arroyo picks it up. Arroyos. I keep making him singular when he should be plural. Wide open stance by Elizondo. Macklin pauses in his windup, brings it, catches the outside corner, and now Randle is down to its final strike. Macklin nods at his catcher, brings it. Little tapper back to Macklin, charges, scoops, throws in time, and Arroyos with a nice reach to his left to complete the play, and we complete the game. 12-2, the final. Fulshear wins. We'll be back with the totals. It is a combined no-hitter by Powell and Macklin. The Fulshear Chargers with a great performance as they just kind of made it like a boat race where one boat is just faster than the other. They kind of stretched out the lead, and they get the 10-run win. We end it early after 5 innings. We'll be back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Texas for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right, we're back here at Randle where Fulshear made it quick work. 12-2, the final score. If any fans want to speak with me after the game, they don't have to walk off. Anyway, it is a 12-2 final score, 12-2 for Fulshear. 12 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and they left 9 runners on base. And for Randle, 2 runs on no hits. They committed 2 errors and left 4 runners on base. The winning pitcher, Ty Powell, and finishing up for him in the final inning was Macklin. The two of them combined for the no-hitter. Matthew Latano takes the loss for these Randle Lions. So Fulshear gets the job done. They improve to 7-0 in their district games, and these two teams will play each other at Fulshear on Friday night. Actually, I keep saying that because it's a habit. Thursday night. This is a special week because Friday is Good Friday, and therefore it'll just be Thursday games. And I hope that the weather permits Thursday games. If we can get one in, we will have Hightower taking on Ridgepoint. Well, for Rosie Bega, the silent partner inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters, we thank you for listening. So I thank Rosie and also Merle Bertrand, soon of NCAT, Bob McKay, and my good friend Patrick Kinnick. I'm Roger Smith. Again, our final score from Randle, 12-2. The Fulshear Chargers get the victory. And we will talk to you on Thursday night. Cross your fingers, say a few prayers. Weather permitting, we will have Hightower taking on the Ridgepoint Panthers. Good night, everybody, from all your friends at VypeFortBend.com, and an early Happy Easter.